You got some videos of you carving. How would you analyze it to improve your snowboarding? Today we're going to analyze one of my video carving in Ishiuchi, and we're gonna focus on the toe side, what I look for on my body and how can I improve and make my carving better. Alright, so this is a video of me carving last year in Ishiuchi Maruyama in Yuzawa Valley and Minamiuonuma, where I teach. We're gonna have a look and analyze the carving, especially on the toe side, in order to see how do I analyze also my students. As we can see, the terrain is kind of a small natural half pipe. It's going up, and I'm really turning on the banks just for extra fun, making it a little bit more difficult to actually get some good carving and good angle. It was quite fun. This is the Donek Flux custom board that I've had for quite a few years. I believe my front foot was at plus 30 and my back foot was at plus 12. We are going to focus on the toe side turn, and we're going to take that middle toe side turn. If we look, the line is very thin. Okay, I really have that pencil line behind me. We can see the line of the fall line, corduroy, which way is going down, and really when I started being on my edge across the fall line. We know that my transition, my initiation of the turn, when I get on the edge, I was actually at a good timing. That's actually a very good freeze frame to analyze what I'm looking for on my carving. My shoulder, let's change the color, green. Kind of looking at the alignment of my shoulder and the alignment of the ground. Because it's a bank, the ground is going up, my shoulder align with the banks, which is what I would be looking for. I'm also kind of looking at what's going on with my core and my hips. For carving, if I edge the board a lot, if I really try to get a little closer to the ground, I really want my hips to get closer to the ground. For the toe side, I'll be looking at the break on my front hip, my left hip for me. Because the legs goes here, I'll be looking for my upper body to come this way, and that will bring the shoulder more horizontal. The lower body, and this is what's attached to the board, and this is what is very important for me and how the board is performing. The angle of the camera does not show all of it. We can see that the front foot does not have, the front knee does not have a lot of bend into it. It's not straight, but doesn't have a lot of bend. While the back knee has a lot of bends, and my hips are quite far back. I would say my center of mass is probably very close to the back foot. And another thing that give it away is if we look at the front of the board, there is a shadow just under the nose of the board, under the edge of the board. That shadow should not be there. That's why there's no shadow on the tail and center of the board. Notice it just starts right under my front foot. And what that tells me, especially for a camber board, where the contact point is here and somewhere around here, this contact point there is definitely not on the snow. So the nose of my board is off the snow on the first half of my turn. So my weight is very heavily on the back foot. This is the first thing that comes into my eyes on what I should improve. And if we look at all the toe side, okay, the first toe side turn, same thing, back foot. We can clearly see on that first turn, there was more angle on the front knee. So you can even see that this time, the edge is on the snow. The front of the board, the nose of the board is on the snow. And on the last turn, things start with the front knee quite well bent, and boom! I got more edge on the board. Look at how much edge I have on that board. That board is a very good edge. The back knee is very close to the snow. Boom, leg straight, the shoulder goes up, the knee goes up, and I lose my high edge angle just as I get to the apex of the turn. Probably due to the fact that this is a wall, and getting the knee closer to the ground would mean it's almost lower than the board. By analyzing the video of my carving, I can find some improvement I can do on my riding in order to have a stronger riding and a stronger carving next time I go on the snow. I can work on my riding. I really want to focus more on my front knee, pushing it a little bit closer to my toes, a little bit closer to the ground, get my whole weight closer to the center of my stance instead of being on the back foot. One important part of carving is how do you transition from one turn to the other. How do you set up your edge first before you start any turn? The video on the screen will show you how I analyze the transition to help me get a cleaner transition and a cleaner riding.